Kenya is indeed a very poor country, poor in finances and poor in leadership. Our leaders only spend money on buying crowds and sponsoring impeachments against their perceived enemies. That is what usually takes center stage. All else is usually ignores and gets their slot in the back seat. And this is happening all while our national debt stands at 11.02 trillion. Just listening to John Mbadi explain the dire situation that we are in as a country. Roll the tape.
Fellow countrymen, our debt level has reached a point it was almost slipping to unsustainability. We have reached a point, and let me just explain this to you, that we are struggling to pay our debts. And it is a catch-22 situation. We are between a rock and a hard place. For us to clear our bills, we should be taxing you more. But we can't tax you more. So what do? We have to struggle to pay. Attempt to tax Kenyans more, backfire. An attempt to tax people more even kills the economy. But you also have loans that you must pay. So let me explain these loans. We owe 11 trillion. Hiyo ndiyo deni tuko naye. Trilioni 11. 11.02 trillion. Huyo ameongeza only. Si pesa yote lazima useme only. Now this 11 trillion, 5.83 domestic debt. And then 5.09 is external debt. Okay? Actually, 5.19 is external debt. Now, domestic debt, I have told you, the short term and the long term. Now, let me go to external. External, out of that 5.1 trillion, 2.83 is multilateral, where 62% is by one bank. That is a cheap loan. But there is 1.09, which is owed to bilaterals. With China, 666 billion, the largest lender. Then you come to what we call commercial borrowing, which is the worst. Commercial borrowing, 1.17 trillion, out of which Eurobond, 835. The remaining one is syndicated loan, TDB, Afrexim Bank at 12%, 13%. These are loans which were taken largely between 2016, 2017, 2018, some 2019. Don't ask me what was done with that loan because it is mind-boggling. I may not even do that audit and finish in the rest of my term. But this is what scared me. The repayments, the maturity. These loans were taken around the same time. Now it is like a flood coming.
You know, we cannot afford this any longer. We pay 80 billion Kenya shillings to national salaries. Mishahara ni 80 billion Kenya shillings per month. That is 960 billion Kenya shillings per year, close to a trillion. And then you add the 1.1 trillion that we usually service external debt, of which it's not even external debt. We are servicing the interest on external debt. We can only knock off the interest. That is not tenable. We have to find ways to downscale the national government. We don't need that high number of employees. If a first world country like America sees it fit to get rid of federal employees who are redundant, why is it that in this country, while we owe 11.02 trillion to the rest of the world, the president is creating 7 more positions for permanent secretaries? And we even got off lucky. His initial plan was to install around 30 chief administrative secretaries, 2 of them going to serve in the office of Musalia Mudavadi, who already has a permanent secretary. We need our own Department of Government Efficiency. We need to downscale. We cannot pay 80 billion per month to national salaries. We cannot pay 1 trillion per year to national salaries. And if you follow closely, unapata ati kuna wizara ya Gender, Culture, Arts and Heritage. How is that of any importance to us today? Sure, it's important. But if you look at Maslow's law of needs, a remixed version ya serikali, how on earth does gender, culture and heritage take precedent? Kuna wizara zingine zimeundwa just for people to install their favorite leaders. Mtu unatafutiwa space. That is the same thing they told Murara Kebaso. When he was busy injecting at the beginning of his career pale, he told us on Jeff Koinange that he was called by the president. Akaambiwa serikali ni kubwa, unaweza tafutiwa nafasi. That reasoning is why we're in this problem. Serikali si kubwa. Ukifanya ikuwe kubwa na pesa ni kidogo, nothing happens. Never before and probably never again in this country will we desperately need a change of leadership like in 2027. 27 is do or die. If we elect the same people, we are finished. Equally, if we send them home and we bring in even more incompetent people, we are also finished. We need to look carefully. Ni nani tunapeleka pale? Mtu atumia akili? Hapana. Hiyo tumesema tawe. But at the end of the day, guys, that's just my take. Do let me know your own comments in the comment section below. What do you think needs to be done to deal with this ever-growing external debt that's now sitting at 11.02 trillion? Just drop me your comments in the comment section below. I'll do my best to read them and to give you a response. In the event you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula, hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.